Welcome back. This is Marc Rudov, branding advisor to CEOs. You can find me at marcrudov.com. Elon Musk wants to create the America Party because he's angry at Donald Trump. He's declaring war on Donald Trump, which is not going to be a good idea because Donald Trump is very popular. But why is Elon Musk angry? Why does he want to create the America Party? He said because the White House, the House, and the Senate are controlled by Republicans. And yet they still passed this one big, beautiful bill, which increases debt and doesn't do much to curtail spending. His anger is understandable, but he doesn't understand the problem. When Elon Musk wanted to compete in the space industry, he realized he had to solve a problem. Cost. Without a reusable rocket, he was not able to compete as a private businessman against NASA. He solved that problem because he identified the problem and solved it, and now he is flying rockets for NASA. Well, I don't know how long that's going to last if he keeps declaring war against Donald Trump. But you see my point here. But in politics, he's not identifying the problem. He wants to create this America Party because he thinks a new party is the solution, when in fact it isn't, because the DNA of human beings ain't going to change, and you fill up a new party with the same people, with the same behaviors, and you start all over again. In 1912, Teddy Roosevelt, who had been president from 1901 to 1909, created the Bull Moose Party. He tried to come back for a third term. He split the Republican vote, and Woodrow Wilson, a massive progressive, won. He was a disaster for this country. 80 years later, Ross Perot, a businessman from Texas, ran for president, 1992. He split the Republican vote, and Bill Clinton won. The same thing will happen again. Elon Musk, what you're doing is wrong, and you should know better. If you want to solve the problem, let's identify the problem. The problem is the lack of term limits. There's no excuse for Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell to be in politics. They're dinosaurs, but they're there because we don't have term limits. The only way to impose term limits is to amend the Constitution. And there are two ways to do that under Article 5. One is 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate have to approve an amendment. Then 3/4 of the states have to ratify it. That's not going to happen because these turkeys are not going to vote themselves out of office. They're living off of donor money, and that's one of the reasons that we have the Uniparty. That does exist, and it's because these people are there forever. They're built in granite. So we have to get rid of them. The other way to amend the Constitution under Article 5 is through a convention of states, completely bypassing D.C. 2/3 of the state legislatures have to amend the Constitution, and then 3/4 of the states have to ratify it. That's the way to bypass D.C. and impose term limits. That's called identifying and fixing the actual problem. That's the only way we're going to get rid of the Uniparty. So if you want to fix the spending, out of control spending problem in D.C., you have to get fresh blood in there and then not allow that fresh blood to become curdled. Let that sink in. So I say no to the America Party and yes to term limits. This is Marc Rudov. Find me at marcrudov.com. Until next time.